Welcome to my tutorial for my sort of day-to-day, it's not really day-to-day, but it used to be my old day-to-day dark eyes. I want to start the video first of all on a slightly sad note, and just say that I'm just really shocked and heartbroken when I found out this morning about Chadwick Boseman. He's such an inspiration to black cinema and just one of the nicest guys out there. And it's just sad to hear that he has suffered for so long with cancer, but he got up and he just carried on until the very end, really. I would never have known, watching Black Panther, watching 21 Bridges, that he was sick. He had stage 3 cancer. And I was listening to a radio interview where he actually burst out crying when he was talking about 2 young boys that never got to see Black Panther because they died of cancer. And now that makes sense because he was suffering himself. So yeah, I'm generally really gutted to hear that. He's not, he's 43. It's no age, and it just makes you think you just need to live your life, really. And which he did. He went and he made films. He went and did good things for people whilst himself was suffering in pretty much silence. So tonight me, my partner and my little boy, we're gonna watch Black Panther, and we're gonna have a drink in his memory because, well, what a guy. Got a bit upset then. So we're gonna get on with the tutorial, but please, everyone, have a drink to him tonight, and send your thoughts to his family and friends. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to prep our face. I do apologise if you can hear lots of babbling. The little monkey is awake. My hair is doing my nut in, so I have wrapped it up because I have no hairbands to get my fringe back. So we've gone for, let's wrap my hair in one of my child's sick blankets. Life hacks. So firstly, we're going to take a toothbrush and we're going to scrub our lips. So this just helps sort of bring all the dead skin off. We've spat out our dummy. He's also teething. So he's very young to be teething. He's got his molars coming through first, which is like hideous. I feel very sorry for him. So he's not a happy bunny. He's had some cowpole, so we're all good. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, he's chilling now. He's going back to sleep. We start by brushing. So it sort of exfoliates, so all the dead skin comes off, and also it helps plump your lips out. So you do that for as long as you like. I'm going to take an exfoliator as well. So I'm going to put that over my lips, let that do its thing. All that is a bit of sugar and then some lip balm, basically. I mean, this is a unique one. But you can make your own really easy. And that just helps soften them as well. So once you rub that in a little bit, just leave it for a couple of seconds. You don't have to leave it on for too long. Take the toothbrush again and give it a good scrub. You can also use cinnamon. Okay, so then once you've given that another scrub, use your hand, you can use makeup wipe. Wipe it off. Sorted. Nice and tasty. It's all sweet and sugary. So as you can see, I've nicely exfoliated my lips. They're feeling all lovely now. So the next thing I'm going to do is the base for my makeup. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a primer, and we are going to, so this one, is a mattifying primer, because I've had quite greasy skin at the moment, so I want to try and get rid of that. Now, Primer, I just use my fingers. That's probably a bit too much, so I will probably end up wiping some of that off. But what I'll do is I'm going to just, actually the perfect amount. So you only need just over a fingertip's worth. So I'm going to go in on my eyes, get everything looking nice and smooth. Whenever I go to do my makeup, my nose starts itching like mad. Okay, so to start my eyes, I'm going to use my absolutely destroyed Urban Decay Naked palette. You got an interjection? Don't want me to use that one? Tough titties. Oh dear. He's just babbling to himself. I'm not neglecting him. If he carries on, I'll get him out and we'll have a little chat with him and see how he is. So we're going to take the shade 13, which is this one here. We're just going to dust that all over the base. It's a really good starting colour. It's just like a nice pink. So for me, it really brings out sort of this gap, because I've got slightly hooded lids. Yeah. So I've got slightly hooded lids. So I like to do a nice pink base colour to brighten it, and then I will take another colour to lighten it even more. It just gives a bit of depth to my eyes because I'm quite pale as well, and as I'm not putting foundation on underneath, I need to bring up my skin tone a bit. So the next is, this is a Primani palette, but you can use whatever you like. So I'm going to take the lightest shade and then I'm going to work that in over the top to really bring up my brows and raise them, because I've got quite a small furrowed brow, so I want to make them look higher. And we're going to go for, as a base to that, we're going to use the cross between this purple and this brick red. So the first colour I'm going to lay down is the brick red. And the reason we're doing the eyes first is because you get a lot of product that drops down, especially if you're using cheaper palettes, which, let's face it, we've all got cheap palettes because we ain't made money at the moment. So we're going to take the brick red, we're going to use the blending brush because we're covering a large area, and we are going to take it in up here. I'm still using my Urban Decay brush because I just love it. It's a great brush. Now, for a cheap palette, look how good that pigment is. Literally, I cannot complain at, you know, spending about, I think it was £5 for this palette. And we're going to take it and do both eyes. And because the pigment in this is so good, that has taken me seconds. Literal seconds. So we're just going to make sure it's nice and coated like that. Lovely. Excellent. We're going to go down underneath a little bit on the sides. Perfect. Now, to add into that colour, to get the colour we want, we're going to take this sort of purpley red. Now, as you can see, it's sort of like, this has not got as good a pigment, hence why I'm mixing the two. So we're just combining them to get that really, really good colour that we want. So any mistakes that you make now with these, you can really easily cover up because we've not done foundation. So you don't have to sit and faff and go, oh fuck, I've done all my foundation and I've made a right hash of it. You see here, I've made a hash of it. We're just going to wipe it off, and then what we'll do is we'll cover that in concealer and it'll be gone. But as you can see, I've completely got rid of that now. Magic. Now we're going to take the detail brush. We're going to now add the black. This is where we're going to get that real smoky dark look that I really like. So we're going to brush that on. And this is how we get all the stuff underneath. It comes off that it's just an absolute mess to get rid of. So as you can see, we're covering that lid. We're going to do the same with this one. You want it to go right up to the crease. Doesn't matter if it goes a bit above because we're going to blend it out anyway. And if it's too high up, you can always add a little bit more of the red afterwards. It's a great thing about eyeshadows, you can just play with it and see what I mean by the drop down. So we're going to get a separate blending brush because we don't want to use the one that we might have to use to put more colour on. Okay, so our second blending brush, we're going to take that and we are going to fluff that out. Amazing. And again, any that's where it shouldn't be, you can just give it a quick wipe. Like so. And just give it a quick wipe. And then we can take a look and see if we feel that we need any more black or any more of the red. So the black's looking not quite dark enough for my liking, although it's turned the colour of the rest of my face, sort of a grey. So what we're going to do first is we're going to put some more of the black on. And we're just going to stipple it on because we want it to be really dark. And then I'm only going to very lightly blend out the edges this time. Perfect. And then we're going to take more of that lovely red and we are just going to take it up a bit higher. And just ever so slightly more there. And there we have the eyes. Now we're going to just finish tidying up the face because, you know, that's an absolute state right now because of all the black. Such a great colour for an eyeshadow. It's such a terrible colour to work with. Okay, so there's that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to just feather out the very top with some more of the light colours. So we're going to take another brush and we're just going to stipple in some more of the light. And there we have that. So the next part is we're going to do the foundation. I always do the foundation before I do my eyebrows. Don't I, Archie? Yes. Dummies, not dummies, though. Remember the rules. You have to chop those thumbs off. Right, so face. First of all, we need to get a damp sponge. I've got a BB cream. As you can see, it's a bit darker than my skin, but I usually wear fake tan. So when I have the fake tan on, it's the correct colour. So we take our blending brush and our BB cream. And we're just going to firstly dot it in all the correct places. And then we are going to start stippling everywhere. Now, never ever rub. Always dab. I love a good sponge. Now, as you can see, under the eyes, where we're struggling to get rid of all that black eyeshadow, it's all starting to disappear now because we're going over with a beauty blender. My little idea of a turban to get my hair out of the way isn't really not working. I saw this woman on this Inside the Ambulance program. She had this green headband. It was like this, but she'd done a bow and it looked amazing. And it was like really practical for work because it kept her hair out of her face. And I just can't work out how to do it. If anyone knows, please comment a video where I can learn. Okay, so we're just going to go back in under all the bits we missed. The good thing about this is because it's mineral, you can layer it up. Now, I wouldn't normally suggest doing this, but because of the... Oh, hello. I beg your pardon. You dropped your dummy again? Yeah. I know. It's supposed to be nap time, young man. It's nap time. You want to say hello to the people of YouTube, I get it. I know. I know. Little darling boy. And we're going to go over the lips a little bit. I think he just wants to join in the conversation. Now, the next stage for me will then be the concealer. Always make sure you go a bit below here, because last thing you want is a foundation line. Remember back in the days of, you know, when 90s kids went to secondary school, which would be mid-2000s, and everyone had foundation lines. My God, what a sight that was. I'm going to take a concealer. Again, I use Unique foundation concealer just because that is like the best for my skin. Always found that. So we're going to dab it where we need it. So under the eyes, mega important for concealer. I know, it is, isn't it? Stop chewing them thummies. We have a rule in this house. We have dummies, not thummies. Okay, so then we're going to go right in under the eye. Take it up to there. Put a little bit more on this eye. And always, again, dabbing. I'm doing small dabbing motions, because you do not want to be rubbing off the layer of foundation that you've put on. So there we have the under eyes done. Just making sure that's not a... No, that's not. It's just my veins. And the last thing I'm going to do for face before powder is a kabuki brush, favourite kind of brush. And then my foundation, which is Unique again. And then we're going to drop some of that on there. I never apply direct to the face because it all goes everywhere. I used to, but I've started doing it this way. Archie seems to disagree that that's a good method. Don't you, Archiekins? Where have you done to? There it is. Fun fact about my child, his birthday is the same day as KJ Apper, who plays Archie in Riverdale. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab this on in the places I want it. And then we're going to use light circular motions just to really coat the skin. This stuff smells beautiful. It smells like baby bath. It smells a bit like talcum powder, even though it's not actually got talcum powder in it. I don't know why my face looks yellow in this light. Probably because I have a yellow light in my room. Okay, so now that we have blended in the foundation. So once we've done that, we're now going to move on to the powder just to set that foundation. Now, I am trying to use up the last of this powder before I move on to my Unique powder. There isn't much left, so pat. Always pat your powder on. You don't want to be moving the foundation. I actually think I rock a turban, not going to lie. I don't. It does not suit me. Right, the next step is going to be our eyebrows. Now, eyebrows are quite hard. I will give you that. There is an art. I don't have it. But I'm going to brush them up and out. So we're going to get a good arch on them, in theory. Okay, so once we brush them up, we're going to start a different way to how I used to do my brows. I've been working on my brow technique because it wasn't awful, but it also wasn't 100%. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the dark bits outlined. Now my eyebrows are very dark, so this is always fun. I'm going to use the little mirror because I'm blind and I need to be very close, but I will try and keep the brows in. So we're going to start by doing the underneath. So we're going to go from the bottom and we're going to follow that line there. You see, I've already improved the shape. I mean, it's not difficult. My brows are an absolute state. So we're going to go again from there because I want to get that nice high arch. And then we're going to take from this bit here And then we're going to follow round and down. Now, my eyebrows are very temperamental because they're just a dodgy shape and they're really wonky, and there's not much I can do about that without having some Botox. So we just got to live with it. Okay, so we've got two completely different eyebrows because, yes, I know they're not supposed to be twins. They're only meant to be sisters, but mine aren't even distant cousins. So let's just deal with what we've got. So we're going to take this arch down. There we are. This one is always the better brow. Just always has been, always will be. You really shouldn't rest your hands on your face, by the way, but I'm not going anywhere today. Normally I'm really good, but... Okay, so there's the outline. Don't worry if there's wonky bits. Do not panic. We're then going to take a lighter colour. We're going to fill them in. But don't do too much here in the middle, because you don't want to do what I used to do and have like block eyebrows. Right, so we take the spoolie again. We are just going to blend that up. So this is going to be my look when I go out tomorrow. I'm going out for the first time since having my little man. I love a good party, I'm not going to lie. So if there's any wonky bits, you just brush up with the lighter colour. Like that. Good arch. Not so good arch. Okay, so there are some really nice arched brow. I know, not brows, brow. And the next step would be how I do my false eyelashes. I'm not putting them on today because I don't want to waste them, because when I take them off, they're always trashed. No matter how hard I try and keep them looking decent, they're always trashed. So we're going to take, this is how I would put them on. So we take my Super Cat. No, it's not Super Cat, sorry, it's Wonder Wing. I prefer Super Cat. I do need to get another one. And what I would do is I would just put a line. And that's where I then glue my falsies on top of. It's sort of like a guideline for my false eyelashes. The next thing would be to take a kohl pencil. Tummy rumbling. I've been fasting today because I'm having a cheese board. I'm on a diet. So if I have a really naughty meal, I fast for the day now. That's the new thing. Okay, so we take the kohl and we just want to do what we would be doing with our liquid. I don't normally do this because I'm quite good with liquid eyeliner. However, my liquid eyeliner is running out a little bit and I've got a new one on the way. So I'm just doing it to make sure that I have some eyeliner. Now, I always do flicks. I love a good flick. Who doesn't? Now, I'm going to try my Wonder Wing, but I think that one's absolutely out. Oh, just excellent. So I'm doing a little double flick today. Then we're just going to go halfway. And with my finger, I'm going to smudge it. Same on this side. So I'm really bad at doing eyeliner from a distant mirror. When I get a better camera, I'll be able to show it zoomed in. Okay, so there's flick 1, and then we're gonna come out and do flick 2. Okay, so double flick. This is the better eye. Can't see it really on that side. Terrible at eyeliner. I don't tend to worry about this eye because I have a fringe. So if this eye looks shit, I know it's dreadful, isn't it? Then it doesn't matter. So the next thing I'm gonna do is lashes. So with falsies, I still put my 4D fibre on because it just gives them that little bit extra pop. So top lashes straight out, and you can do a wiggly. Now if you were wearing falsies, I'd have the curlers on them first, then on the bottom you literally side to side. Oh no! He's a terrible little wriggler. He shunts his way up. So now my eyes are done, we're going to focus on shaping my face. So I have quite a small forehead, so I don't really like to contour it, but some people do. So I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'm going to take my powder. It's so simple. I don't do contouring with creams. For my skin, it just doesn't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my powder. I'm going to start with my cheekbones. Fish face. And I really work it in. People hate it when I do that. Okay, so that's my cheekbones. I know it's like not hugely visible, but I go for subtle because I don't feel with my cheekbones I need a huge contour because I do have high cheekbones. I always do a little bit under here because I've got a bit of a double chin. So I just use like the excess under there. And I don't like this. Always had it, always will. Now for those who want to make your forehead a bit smaller, so you would just contour in there, maybe a little bit at the top, depending on your forehead. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So the last thing face-wise is a bit of highlight. I love a bit of highlight. Oh, also if you want to contour your nose, you would just stipple down the side like so. I flatten my brush with my fingers and I literally dab a tiny bit on. I barely put any on because I just think if you over contour your nose, you look like Michael Jackson. No offence to the lad, but it wasn't a great look. So, bit of highlight. It's going to go in right under the eyes, like so. And then across the T-zone, down the middle of the nose, under here, because I have a very small cupid brow. I don't highlight my chin because it's a decent size as it is, so I don't feel that needs any editing. And then the last thing I'm going to do today is lips. Now, I have very small lips, I overdraw them. So we're going to start with the outline. So I follow the natural pattern. I have to do this in a small mirror as well because I'm blind. So we start following the actual outline of the lips. Like so. So we've literally just gone over the normal shape, and then I start adding to where I want them to be. I only do this in the natural lip colour. Sorry, it's really hard to do this so you can see. So this is me adding. You don't add to the outs, like the outsides, or else you look like you've got sausage lips. You spin me right round, baby, right round. And then I just lightly go over like so. So I've only followed my lip shape and added some extra. And now we're going to do... Hi. Yeah, we'll come out and have a chat with everyone in a minute. He's not napping. He's being a cheeky little monkey. Okay, so the first colour we're going for is not air. Is it, young man? No. It's called Conceited. Now, what we're doing with this one, again, I'm going to have to come in close, is we're going to go here to here, sides, and then we're going to use the very tip of the lipstick to come in a little bit here and a little bit underneath. Now, I'm going to rub my lips together very gently. This is a really subtle look. Now, as you've noticed, I've not done the middle yet. There's a reason for this. I'm going to do the very bottom. I'm really bad at getting this not wonky. I think it's because one side of my lips is just totally different to the other. Now we're going to take our second colour and we are going to fill in the middle. So then we have a really subtle ombre. I don't want to have like 2 block colours. I just want 2 shades of a very subtle pink because we've got big dark eyes. We don't need big bright lips as well. You can do that. There's no reason not to. But for me, I just want to keep subtle lips because I want all the attention on my eyes because that's my better feature, I feel. So there is my look. Hope you like it. So the last thing we do is we take our setting spray. Now I'm going to keep this away from the little munchkin, so I'm going to do it this way. Let it fall on your face. Do not spray direct. And then we have my look. So I'm going to take my hair out of my little makeshift turban. Ooh, what a nice fringe I've got going on there. Let me just go get some hair stuff. Quick fix with some mousse should do it. It's a very 80s look going on right now. Like Bon Jovi hair. There we go. So there we have our finished look. So excited to go out tomorrow. Like I said, not gone out since October when I went to a rave. Exciting times. I was going to introduce you to the young man, but well, I mean, I have introduced several to him already, but he's gone to sleep. So make sure, you know, you like, subscribe, all that jazz if you like what you've watched. And also, I'm going to start doing a bit more creative makeup. I know I keep saying that, but now I'm on maternity and he sleeps better and I've got a bit more time, I can actually do it. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to do hair and makeup inspired by Agent Carter. So we're going to do like the finger waves and we're going to do the makeup and try and recreate the outfit. Then we'll just go from there. Any suggestions on different characters? I want to do Gamora at some point because that's a bit more creative. That involves actual face, like face paint and, you know, more creative makeup. But Peggy Carter's a nice simple one to start with, so I think we'll go with that, you know, and get all the waves in, and then we'll come up with all sorts of different characters that we can recreate for fun. Harley Quinn's another one I do. I used to cosplay, so we'll do that too. And yeah, we'll see where we go. Wakanda forever. Peace out.